Hi guys, one question I get frequently is how do I improve my core strength? And there's lots of reasons that you should want to improve your core strength. The stronger your core muscles are, the easier walking will be, the easier general mobility and transfers will be, the better posture you can have, reduced low back pain, better balance while moving around. And that's just a few of the positive benefits you can notice from a strong core. And when most people think about core exercises, you might think about crunches or planks. And when you have MS, those movements can be really challenging for you. So today, I am going to show you two of my favorite and most simple core strengthening exercises. By the way, if you don't know who I am, my name is Dr. Gretchen Hawley. I'm a physical therapist and a multiple sclerosis certified specialist. It is my passion to share simple exercises that you can do throughout the day to improve your strength, balance, and mobility with multiple sclerosis. I'm actually doing one of the exercises right now, and I bet you can't even tell. It just looks like I'm sitting up and I'm talking to you guys, but I am sitting unsupported away from the back of my chair, and I'm sitting up with a good technique. Let me show you from a different angle. If you are sitting like me, how I am currently positioned, then you may be working your core muscles slightly, but not a whole lot, because the back of the chair, or if you're on a couch, the back of your couch is helping to support you. And this is a fine position to be in if you are resting. But if you want to strengthen your core, one of my favorite seated exercises is to sit up tall, away from the back of your chair, slightly pinch your shoulder blades back, and shoulders down away from the bottom of your ears. That's it. And stay here for as long as you can. This might be really challenging for you, and maybe you can only stay here for 5 seconds. That's great. Stay for 5 seconds and then relax again. And then whenever you're ready, go for another 5 seconds. Sit up tall, shoulders back and down, and stay. Also think about tightening the abdominal muscles, making them nice and taut. And then whenever you need, relax back down. So you can do this exercise in the form of repetitions. Maybe you do this 10 times with that 5-second hold. Or another way to do this same exercise, if you're pretty good at it, if you feel like you can stay here for at least 20 seconds or so, what I suggest doing is scooting towards the middle of your chair. Feet are firmly planted on the floor with a nice wide stance, and just stay sitting up tall. Same guide. Belly muscles are still taut, shoulder blades are still back and down away from your ear, and stay here for as long as you can. Maybe you're even multitasking. Maybe you're texting someone, or you're responding to an email, or you're on the phone with someone, but you're doing it with good posture. Sitting up tall like this works all of the muscles on the front side of our body, the sides, and the back side. If any muscle in any of those areas were to relax, we would tip over to one side or we'd collapse forward. So doing this works a lot of muscles, and you should feel your muscles working. I want to show you a second position that you can do this exercise in, and that is standing. It's very similar to the seated version. In fact, the technique is the same. You're just standing instead of sitting. Now, this does add a slightly more challenging component, which is balance. So if the seated version is safest for you right now, start there and get really great at the seated, unsupported sitting. But once you feel you're ready to stand up, go ahead and give this version a try. You're going to be sitting towards the edge of your chair. Separate your knees a little bit wider, and then bend your knees back so that you can be in a proper position to stand up with better strength. From here, tighten your belly muscles, hinge back, and come forward, and then straighten your knees. So that's just to get to a standing position. Once you're here, make sure your knees are slightly bent. I don't want your knees locked or hyperextending. Slight bend in your knees, and fix your posture. Up tall, shoulder blades back, shoulders down, and just stay here for as long as you can. You can stand here with a mobility aid, a cane, trekking poles, a rollator, a walker, anything, but barely put weight through them. I don't want you putting a ton of body weight through it because that will make you hinge forward or round forward. So you can use something, but lightly. And stay here for as long as you can. Similarly to sitting, standing with good posture works all the muscles on the front, the back, and the side of our body. Now remember to push your butt underneath you. We don't want your butt sticking out like this. So stay here for as long as you can. When you are ready to sit down, I want you to follow these steps. The first thing that you should do is hinge your hips backwards. What this does is it pulls your shoulders over your toes. So you should clearly be able to see both of your feet. Being in this position is going to prevent you from flopping backwards without control. So your hips hinge back, arms can stay forward, and then slowly bend your knees until your butt is touching the chair. Once you are sitting, then and only then are you allowed to bring your chest up tall. Also keep in mind that you can activate your core muscles throughout anything that you're doing. Exercising your core is one way, but really anytime you're standing, focus on tightening your belly muscles. Anytime you're sitting, focus on tightening your belly muscles. If you're walking around, if you're getting out of bed or getting into bed, if you're opening a door or closing a door, getting into and out of your car, we can activate our core muscles anytime we're doing movement. Now that does take it a step further, that is much more challenging to do. So the first step is to get really good at tightening your core and getting good posture in seated and standing. Once that becomes easier, try implementing it into other movements that you do throughout the day. If you're looking for more MS-specific exercises to help with your walking and your mobility, don't forget about my online MS wellness program, The Missing Link. This program has demonstrations and explanations in video format just like this for all of my favorite walking, balance, strengthening, and stretching exercises specifically for people with multiple sclerosis. You'll also find a bunch of exercise classes that you can do along with me, yoga classes, research updates, and guest speakers on a monthly basis from other MS experts. To learn more and see if it would be a good fit for you or not, head over to my website, missinglink.com. That's MSINGlink.com.